Hello everyone, it's been so long I bet some of you don't even recognise who I am and why you're subscribed to me. I'm back with a quick video. I wanted to give an update on the recent tournaments I've had, mainly focusing on the Northern Open 11, which I went to last weekend, where I came 9th.
Whoa, see that guy right there? Looks like he's hit rock bottom. Well, that guy's actually me. Believe it or not. Now, I bet you're wondering how I got in this wacky situation.
So yeah, this is my second tournament where I've played Haqq, and I've gone with vanilla Haqq. I haven't been getting games in, and I still don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest. So far, I've played a tournament in Hull, which was limited insertion, where I ran vanilla Haqq. I went to Preston, which was quite a good tournament, but I really flunked out. I did the same missions there, which is power pack acquisition and supplies. I ran similar lists. Most of those were focused around using tags, trying to get used to tags, and just sort of used to Haqq, to be honest, because it's the first time in since coming back to Infinity, so for the last 2 years, played anything but Toha. There was a very short stint where I did more at Aggression Force, but it didn't last long at all because I couldn't get on with it. So some of the things I was going to try and teach myself was hacking, as well as the use of tags, because the Magari Brigade is beautiful, but I can't use it. So in this tournament, Northern Open, a fantastic tournament. Ed did a superb job. He was single man in it today. He was doing data entry and everything as Aaron was away. So yeah, beautiful tournament. It was sold out, and there was lots of people that I got to see who I see up and down the country, which is nice. And I got games in with people that I've never played before, which has been the first in a little while. So that was quite nice. So my list in general was very different. I wanted not a tag list. I wanted something crazy, different. I've been feeling like I've needed some more SWC in there. Even though I reached the max normal, I don't have that many weapons covering the board. So I wanted to try a couple of different things. And I seem to run Tarek too aggressively. So I've been wanting to have Chain of Command to fall back on. So a Farzan was something new. So I'm going to have a very quick talk through my list and what I used it for and the outcome of some of those games. So I've run Tarek Mansuri as a lieutenant. I think he's really fun. I don't think he's the be-all end-all. However, he's cool in the sense of getting used to when Fatality Level 2 came out. That was quite an exciting thing. He's interesting because he can super jump. This is quite useful for being aggressive with, and I'm used to running Rasails, so if I've got Chain of Command to fall back on, I can power him up the board. He's nice in close combat with poison and sort of a 23 CC on him. And with a Spitfire with Fatality Level 2, he's quite nice. So yeah, I enjoy him. I think it's a beautiful model as well, especially with the new version. So then I've got, I suppose the way that I work, and I think you guys know this, I'm quite a defensive player. So the way I moved this list away is because I'm not great at alpha striking. So I want the ability to run forward and grab stuff, but I also want a lot of speed bumps. Or tar pits, as you might call them in sort of other games. So essentially something durable with a lot of firepower that makes people think twice about coming into AROs and stops them coming at the board, or just stuff that they're going to waste orders on dealing with. So in this list, I've got the Sekban with 360-degree visor and a heavy rocket launcher, as well as having the Fasid with the heavy rocket launcher. Both quite powerful ARO pieces. I'm not afraid to keep them out and sort of have them standing up in cover and just chucking out AROs when people come up. More importantly, this time I took a Dailami, which for 8 points and half a SWC with a rocket launcher is just fucking phenomenal. I don't care if it dies. It's probably going to take something out when you go out, or if not, it doesn't really matter, does it? And that's the same for this time. I took a Dailami HMG as well, so that's where my SWC swaps have gone for Maggie, and it proved useful. It was easier. There were more targets for people to go for, and it just seemed to be a bit more uses, to be honest. So then, in regards to actually doing the objectives for these missions, again, they were power pack, acquisition, and supplies. So you've got some funny deployment on power pack, and you have to go and press 3 buttons. Acquisition, you've got a hold the objective in the middle, and on the sides you've got press the buttons. And then supplies is obviously run forward, open the box, bring the box back. So for that job, I've got a engineer and a NASMAT, and I didn't even think about this. I shouldn't have taken a NASMAT, it should have been a war core, because I've got no structure in my list, like an idiot. Forgetting that was purely there for Maggie. So that was a waste of 3 points, really. I could have done something a lot better with that, whether that was upgrade someone or like I say, have a war core in there, which would have been funny. Then I've got my 3 Gulams, 2 forward observers, 1 with a Doctor Plus. Doctor Plus usually runs alongside Tarek, sort of staying near so that she can bring him back up because he's so expensive and just so nice. The alternative is to have her up somewhere, maybe to bring back the Facade or the Sekban. Then I've got sort of my forward observers on the sides, 1 on either side, sort of going to different boxes. Then for cheap orders, I've got a Nafaton with a heavy flamethrower in there as well. A Fidei, which I can't seem to get to work at the minute. I completely messed up the impersonation, even though Luke explained it to me just before the game. And at the minute, I've kind of got the boarding shotgun, pop out, kill everything, Fidei dies. So it's not really used very well. Whereas a great player, Haqq player Joe, as well as Andrew actually, were telling me about how to leave the mines around the corner. So that essentially you can put someone in a very bad situation by getting, especially a fire team, to all dodge one thing or shoot someone and take either a mine hit or a free shot, really, from the Fidei. So I'm still getting to grips with that. At some point, I quite like to run Al Jabal as well as a Fidei and have a lot of troops coming on the other side of the board, same as kind of having lots of Bassi bazooks, just to mess about with coming in at different points of the board, really. And again, like I said, I've had a Farzan. I really messed this up, to be honest. I haven't played with camouflage in so long. I read it as you would mimetism, so I didn't put it in a marker status for 3 games, which was just stupid. I think not playing in so long is really kind of showing on some silly mistakes. I'm remembering it for the shots, but not for the discovers and whatnot. So that was a shame. But lesson learned. And then, so that's my set 10 orders. And then in my second combat group, I've got 6 irregulars and 4 impetuous, and that's me 4 mutts with chain rifles. You can't not take these guys with their jammers and their smokes. It's easy templates and easy smoke, really. And then the 2 Dailami, as I said, which is the HMG and the Panzerfaust, I think it is. Yeah, which is great. Just beautiful, to be honest. So yeah, had 3 games. My first game, I got well and truly tabled. It was against a reasonably new player, and he was a nice guy. We were both getting a couple of rules wrong. Both had to check a few things. But he was really fun to play against. It was his Pano and his Squallow did the main of the work. I think since that, got the ability to lob higher strength grenades over now. Speculatively, it's a really terrifying unit for this at the minute. But there was a Nisei sniper that just did so much work and just outlasted. I think I ended up putting 7 orders in 1 turn into it, and it still stood there, flipping me off, to be honest. So I lost, I think, a big 10-0 on that one, which it's been the first time in a very long time that I've been that badly tabled. But I had fun, which I guess is all that matters. Then my second game, as you can kind of imagine, my second game I was very, very low on the table for that point. So I played a new guy again, who I'd not met before, and he was nice enough, and I played his Steel Phalanx. Now, this was an interesting game, and it felt quite bad around this game. So he was quite new. He bunched up his forces. So his combat group was very, very tightly bunched together. So there was, I don't really know the names, but Ajax was leading a 5-man link, and then on the other side there was quite another large link with like Machion and people like that in it. He went first. I chose deployment, which gave me some good, very, very good ARO spots. I think I essentially had a whole sweep of the board. Like the main points of where the tech coffin and the 2 antennas were. So I had them pretty locked down. Now the thing that I think he made a large mistake was I had no MSV. The fire team came out and everyone but Ajax had ODD. So what my AROs were each time was Facede and Sekban and Panzerfaust all at once to hit Ajax. Now the templates then got everyone, burnt off the ODD, and I just whittled them down. And he kept doing it again and again, and you know, it was a combi rifle Ajax trying to take on all those 3 units, and the Facede was like armor 8 in his cover. So it just wasn't workable, and I think I was talking to someone afterwards, and I think it might have been Ed himself. Like when you see those units and you think they're completely indestructible, like Ajax, it's like me with the Margarita Guard, and you know, I think armor 8, I think it's in cover, it's pretty much invincible. However, you know, things will cut straight through it if you're doing things in AROs or you know, you've got armor piercing bullets and things like that, and it, you know, it will whittle you down, and fire can be brutal if you keep failing rolls. So it was quite an easy win for me, because the Fide also boarding shotgunned, I think, 4 guys in a line, and I kept him out of retreat by, I think he was 88 points, I think, on the second turn. So I took the last objective, then shot the guy, and it went into retreat, and that was done. So I think I swung that round. I can't remember the exact points, but it was a major win. I think that was a 10-0. And then I went into my last game, and my last game was incredibly frustrating. Again, really nice guy. I've played him before. I suppose the difficulty was with this game was it was against a 10-man unit combined army. He went first, and both his first and second turn took him 45 minutes each. And now bearing in mind we've got 2 hours 15 for this. We called it after turn 2, and I took a minor victory on the last, my last order of the game by forward observing something and taking the classified. However, I found myself to the end, like I'm all up for giving little prompts. I'm quite nice about it, or I feel I'm quite nice about it. I think other people might disagree, but I'm quite nice about it. Give reminders about time. You know, and it just wasn't changing. And it's not that I feel I was being slow played, but analysis paralysis just took over again and again. But for a 10 ordered list, you can't be doing that. And I found myself getting really quite frustrated. And it was the end of the day, so my head was quite burnt out from 3 games as it is. I've got no idea how the American players get 4 or 5 in a couple of days. So yeah, there was a shame really. It was a shame really, because he's a really nice dude. And I think that's why, you know, me and Luke, when we do practice, we practice against a timed clock. You know, trying to make your turns in about 20 minutes or so, and at least plenty of time afterwards. Even with 20 orders, I was doing my turns in about 15 minutes, and in this game, I was having to do them in my last turn. I think I did in about 5.5 minutes, because if I didn't, time was called, and it was a hard dice down. And I think that's what I found really frustrating, because there were moments where you could easily win, there were moments where you could swing the game, and we were risking never getting to that. You know, I feel like I possibly could have done better if that hadn't happened. Alternatively, I might have got absolutely crapped on and gone away with less points and not won. However, it's hard not playing that out. And that is the first game in my entire Infinity career where we haven't had the full 3 rounds. So I found that really difficult. So I'm not really sure how I'd manage that again in the future, if I'm brutally honest with you, YouTube. I don't know if there's anything else I could have done. So I suppose it's just being time conscious and doing what you can do. Other people have said about does this game need death clocks, you know, so you get X amount of time for your turn. If you don't do it, then you lose the rest of your orders. And whilst sometimes that might be useful, in other times, you know, it swings and roundabouts depending upon what you take and how you use it and all the like. So, not sure. It sounds like from what they've said, what Ed has said, that there's not going to be another tournament until sort of March time. I don't know when Lawrence is going to plan to do another Preston. I'm going to see if there's some others that I might be able to get to, although I'm really finding it hard to get practice in at the moment, and that's a shame, because it's my enthusiasm for the game dips a little bit. I'm trying to keep it alive. I'm trying to purchase some new goodies, which usually gets me into it, but hopefully I'll be able to find some time to get some games in. So I am going to switch things up. I'm going to continuously switch things up. I had to borrow those extra models I mentioned to you guys on the day, so I'm going to pick them up. And I'm also thinking about getting some Total Reaction remotes and stuff like that, just to fully bulk it out. But so far I'm enjoying them. Don't think I'm going to go into an sectorial despite having looked at it. I think I'm just going to go a big spam list like you might do with Vanilla Ariadna. So there is my wrap up of the weekend. I will catch up with you guys soon. Take care and goodbye.